Road Glide and Street Glide are excellent motorcycles also, so please don't think that I'm a snob and don't appreciate those motorcycles, because I do. It's just I wanted the highest tech, and an example is, sure have to appreciate what a magnificent motorcycle that is. God, there is just so much torque on this bike. What a beast. What a beast. Well, it happened. It took 35 years, and I'm going to say it, I'm going to call it for what it was, it's a dream. After 35 years, I finally own a Harley-Davidson, and put riding on hold for 35 years, and started it up last May. Almost, my gosh, 11 months ago I started a journey, and it started to buy a Harley-Davidson Road Glide is what I really set out to do. And my brother loaned me his Street Glide Ultra 2010, and I had that motorcycle for 3 months thanks to my brother. And it was very heavy, and as many of you know, I was having knee issues, but I still do. My left knee is bone on bone. And I was not comfortable on his bike. I just wasn't. So I rode it. He was nice enough to let me use the bike for 3 months without question. My brother, 3 months. His motorcycles are his pride and joy. He let me use the bike for 3 months. And I just didn't feel comfortable on it, but I said I got to learn to ride again. I was just so rusty at riding after a 35-year absence that I stuck with it, and I drove the Harley-Davidson Pan America. I'm too slow on this road. You guys are getting mad behind me. I drove the Harley-Davidson Pan America, and I said, you know, I'm really comfortable on a motorcycle with the pegs under me. And then I took a trip to Tyrone, Pennsylvania, a BMW dealer, and I drove. God, this bike is just amazing. I drove the BMW, if I remember, the K1600 16-cylinder, which is a monster, and the BMW GS and BMW GSA 1250. And I just said, I'm more comfortable on an adventure bike. And I started then to focus on adventure bikes, and then threw in, someone said you need to ride a Honda Goldwing, and I rode the Honda Goldwing, and that just spun my brain, because that motorcycle is just so amazing and has a loyal following. Man, this bike handles, man. And I didn't buy it because the owner who's now my friend Dan at Hamburg Honda, which I highly recommend, said, Peter, they're going to be redesigning it, but we don't know when. We don't get a lot of information from the manufacturer. And I knew that bike, when they redesign it, I still know that that bike is going to have, oh, that felt so good. That bike is going to have adaptive cruise control and blind spot awareness plus other features. I know it is. So I pulled in the reins, and this is a long story, but I pulled in the reins and I said I'm going to focus on adventure bikes. And at that time last year, the adventure bike was the Ducati Multistrada V4 Rally, the most tech. Hands down, that's the bike, adventure bike of 2023 with the most tech, most performance, 170 horsepower. And I said, you know, I don't know if I'm ever going to buy another motorcycle. I'm getting this bike because it can serve a sport touring role and it can serve a sport touring role and adventure bike role and commuter role and even touring. That bike can be a great tour. And I said, that's the bike I'm going to get. I got it. Some delays getting that, and then I got the KTM EXCF 500 Dual Sport. So and then they come out late last fall with the Harley-Davidson CVO, which there was some information available on that bike earlier in the summer. They came out with the CVO Harley-Davidson in the fall with this dashboard, this massive, I think it's 12.5-inch infotainment dashboard. And I said, man, it's a good thing I waited on the Harley-Davidson. I watched reviews on the new CVOs. Of course, they were amazing. 121 variable timing engine. And I said, they cannot incorporate all that technology, all that money that they spent on that motorcycle. They have to incorporate it into the non-CVO road glide and street glide. And the first thing my salesman, Joe, at American Harley-Davidson in North Tonawanda, New York, highly recommend him. The first thing he said when I walked in, when the new road glides came out, 2024 road glides came out, he said, Peter, you were right. You were right. And I said, Joe, I was right on most everything, but this is my road, and there's no one behind me. That was I said, Joe, I was, this is my road. I said, Joe, I was right on everything, except they didn't incorporate the engine. And he said, oh, no, I don't want this road, do I? Oh, maybe I can do this road. I said I was right on everything, but they didn't incorporate the variable timing into the new engine. And he said, yeah, but it's an entirely re-engineered, redesigned 117 engine with 5% more horsepower. You need to ride it, and of course I did. You've seen the video. And it was over with on that ride. I knew the features that they incorporated on the bike. I knew I was going to like them. Well, this road's not in good shape. I knew I was going to like the features, and I did. It was over with on that ride. I think all of you can tell in the video that I had made up my mind that I was going to get this bike, and they just did such, and by the way, the previous year's Road Glide and Street Glide are excellent motorcycles also. So please don't think that I'm a snob and don't appreciate those motorcycles, because I do. It's just I wanted the highest tech. And an example is, and you know what, this is a nice road. I just go slow. This is the first Road Glide and Street Glide other than the 2023 CVOs with all LED lights. You know, it's just Harley really came to bat and said, we're going to build the nicest Grand American touring motorcycle there is for the masses, for people who can't afford a $50,000 motorcycle or don't want to spend that. We're going to build the best bike we can, and people, marauders, motorcycle enthusiasts, they did. There is no doubt in mind they did. Now, I'll quick interlude to Honda. I have no idea where I am, but I feel like I'm in paradise, frankly. I have no idea where I am, and I guess it doesn't matter, right? They did. Honda Goldwing and BMW K1600, and I can't remember their BMW smaller 1250 touring motorcycles. Those are excellent, premium touring motorcycles. No doubt in my mind, they are excellent touring motorcycles. I think everyone knows that, especially the Honda Goldwing, which that's on my bucket list to own. Even Harley-Davidson people who have ridden a Goldwing or been around one, I'm sure have to appreciate what a magnificent motorcycle that is. God, there is just so much torque on this bike. Just so much torque. And the gears are so tall. So, put the Honda Goldwing and the BMW touring motorcycles in one bucket. Put them aside. Okay? This is the title, Grand American Touring Motorcycle. I'm sorry, it's, you know, I'm gonna go straight. I want to see where this road goes. Oh, that looks pretty. I might turn around and turn from that. That looks like a nice road too. This is the Grand American touring motorcycle, and it's also, let's say, a bagger, a cruiser. This is it. And by the way, my friend Mikey, I think it's a K1800. Not to take away anything from that cruiser, another phenomenal. Oh my God, I'm in heaven. I have no idea where I am, but I'm in heaven. I'm not in heaven, I'm halfway there. God, I love the ride. Mikey's bike, K1800. That's the right model number. Another phenomenal motorcycle. Just phenomenal. And by the way, people, it's 52 degrees. And I didn't think I could ride this without heated grips. I'm waiting for my heated grips to come in. Those are phenomenal motorcycles. Amazing. But for me, and maybe for many of you, there is something about a Harley-Davidson, the history, the nostalgia. It was a goal. It was a checkbox of mine to own a Harley-Davidson, and I felt like my small collection of motorcycles, which is growing, I really thought it's incomplete unless I have a Harley-Davidson. You might think that's crazy. In fact, members of my family think it's crazy, and it very well may be, but it was a goal of mine, and I wanted a Harley-Davidson, and I wanted a good bike. I wanted a bike with technology, and Harley-Davidson didn't just design it for me, they designed it for all of the people who are interested in Harleys. And those of you who question Harley-Davidson, their quality, and this motorcycle, their performance, man, ride it. That's all I can tell you. Ride the motorcycle. Does it feel like a Goldwing? No. Or BMW? No. Your feet are way out in front of you. I'm getting used to it, and I got to check my posture in the mirror. I am very comfortable with my feet out in front of me. I've gotten used to it, and I have just fallen. I'm gaga over this motorcycle. So putting that behind us, rambling a little bit here, putting that behind us, no idea where I am. Putting that across some type of creek on my map. Okay, oh man, I don't know where I am. But wherever I am loving it. It looks more interesting going left, I think. Ledge Creek, I think that was. So, putting all that behind us, this is the best camera platform motorcycle I have is this bike. I don't know if you can see it down there, my Insta360 camera hanging off the engine guard isn't moving at all at 55 miles an hour, and I'm heading up faster than that with that camera there. What a ride, boy. What a ride. I have no idea. Town of Royalton. Man, this is my destination now. Wow, I'm loving it. Wow, oh, wow. Look at these clouds, people. Look at the clouds. So, my other, God almighty. So, when I decided to pull the trigger on the motorcycle, after 35 years, after working out 6 days a week for $2 a day, changing my diet, getting off my diabetic medicine because I don't need it. Currently, it was one of them was unavailable for 2 months, still is unavailable. My blood sugar's been really good. I couldn't decide on a color. I could not. I was stuck between white, shark skin, which is a light blue, blue burst, and whiskey fire. I was stuck on color, guys. And I had no idea. I struggled. I went back, and then I narrowed it down to whiskey fire and sharkskin blue. People told me sharkskin blue. And my brother kept saying, it's not a Harley color, get the whiskey fire. It's not a Harley, he calls it orange. Look at this. He calls it orange. That's a Harley color. Don't get the sharkskin blue, get a Harley color. He kept telling me that, and I want this turn. You're going to see how these brakes work. I'm going to hit her hard. Oh, and I turned down a dead end. This was the wrong street. To interrupt our program, and this street's narrow, I'm not going to do a U-turn. Okay. Sorry for interrupting this commercial for someone who doesn't know where he's going. I could not decide on a color, and I said, you know what? My oldest brother used to have me on the back of his motorcycle when I was 5 years old, 4 years old, and used to ride me around. I think it was a 1965 Honda 160. And ever since he used to take me around, my dream was to own a motorcycle, and he owns a ton of Harleys, 12 motorcycles. So I'm going to listen to my brother. And that's what I did. I listened to my brother. I said, I'm going to trust him. And then as soon as I said I'm going Whiskey Fire, everyone came out of the woodwork. We didn't like the blue. People called it garbage can blue. The salesman said, for 49 years, Joe, a long-time salesman, said you chose the right color. It's a Harley color. I said, Joe, why didn't you say anything? Oh, I don't like to tell people color. I didn't just say anything. And I loved it. And the reason being is my eye was drawn to it over and over again in the showroom. I was drawn to this color. So I couldn't get the color out of my mind, and I went with it, and I'm glad I did. I think it's just beautiful. Just beautiful. I have no idea where I am. So, Marauders, that's how I ended up. Maybe a rambling story in a 2024 Harley-Davidson Whiskey Fire. Man, where am I going? Let's just keep going this way a little bit, huh? You know what? I think I know where I am. Holy cow, my off-course. I think I know where I am. I think I know where I am. Holy cow, my off-course. Wow. Wonder if I should ride to Medina. Another order of chicken wings. So that's how I ended up with this motorcycle, and I couldn't be happier. And that's it, guys. That's the story, how I ended up buying the journey 2024 Harley-Davidson Worldwide. And I think it's just beautiful. Quick talk on upgrades for it. I have a taller windshield. The wind just hits me right square in the nose on this bike with this windshield. So I have a 12-inch windshield order. I have a King touring back center pannier for the back of the motorcycle. And what else do I have ordered? I have road pegs. I have to install the road pegs. The touring pack has cushions on it. I have a bag guard for my rear bags on the bike. A bar to protect those. I have a heel shifter, an extended heel shifter, which is bigger than normal. So I have that coming. That's on the way. You guys see how beautiful? You know what? I knew how to get back. I know the road I have to take to get back. I gotta turn around. I'll go this way. This is some turns. Just kidding. believe this is early April. We did get a cold snap, but it looks like we're done with the cold weather. And get a little rain later next week. And by the way, Monday is the eclipse in Western New York. Big deal. The eclipse. Okay, that's it. You'll see the options I put on. I'm debating at least upgrading the stereo on the front, putting an amplifier on the front for the two speakers. I would like a little more sound, and I'm mulling that over in my head. I'm going to see how the sound is once I get the taller windshield. God, guys, do you see this? I know it's flatland. Those of you, it's, man, and I keep thinking I'm on a Ducati. I wind this thing up. And you know what they do really well? These big, heavy cruisers, they cut the wind. They don't get blown around too much in the wind. They're really nice. I just want one more thing. I have to say this. It's a Grand American touring bike. Harley invented that. It's a cruiser. It's a bagger. It's you can use it as a commuter, although I think it's a little heavy. We'll see if I get used to it. It just fills so many roles. It is not a sport touring bike. It just fills so many roles. It just fills so many roles, and it does it well. And the engine just lugs that V-twin. And it's only 105 horsepower, but for Harley people, you know that's a lot. For Harley-Davidson, 105 horsepower. The brakes are phenomenal. They are phenomenal. And she dances. In her own way, she dances. You've seen me on this road many times coming back from a long trip. She does, at 75 miles an hour, she does 3,000 RPM. I could have turned around there. But she runs really well at 75 miles an hour, 3,000 RPM, where the Ducati would be at 5,000 and the Husqvarna would probably be at 4,700 if I remember right. So, Motors, that's it. That's my new motorcycle. More to follow. I'll probably get you into a little bit of tech. I'm using Apple CarPlay now. I'm not using a bypass. And she's performing very well. Let me see if I can turn around someplace up here and head for home. Collapse up these cameras and shut them off. By the way, I adjusted the suspension. Little interlude here. I adjusted the suspension on the motorcycle, added 15 millimeters of preload for about 260 pounds. I'm only 230, but that seemed like a reasonable amount to adjust the preload. And it rides much better with the preload adjusted on the bike properly. So I'm going to turn around here, watching my mirrors. I'm going to turn around here. Royalton, I love Royalton now. It might be my new favorite destination. And I'm going to leave her neutral, and I'm just going to give you a walk around to close out this video. Oop, as I bobble with my knee. High beams are on. Camera still rolling. Camera still rolling. Wow. Man, that color just dances, doesn't it? She just dances. Wow. Wow. Of course, we got to do this. Let's see how she sounds. I don't think I'm going to put an exhaust on it. Those of you who have been watching my videos, oh God. Man, did I make the right choice for me on this color? Those of you who have been watching my videos know that I'm not a loud exhaust guy, and when I go to parks on this bike, I don't want people in the parks to be mad at me. So, that's it, her Marauders. I'm going to grab some pictures and shut these cameras down. Hope you liked the video. Please consider subscribing to the channel. And, come on. It's just amazing. All right, let's shut this down. Hope to see you on the trails, guys. God bless. I hope your dreams come true. I sincerely do.